We are going on a tour of one of the most elegant buildings in the Quad Cities. This mansion has been a home, a seminary, and now a school. KWQC's Fran Riley tells us this property has a very special connection.
So as you're coming in, you're looking at the original Italian marble floors, and the fireplace, which is original as well, Italian marble.
Elegance. It runs throughout the Joseph Bettendorf Mansion. Brittany Marietta pointing out the domed conservatory, the fabric hand-painted ceilings.
And they were done in Chicago and then shipped them by rail here to the mansion.
A Japanese tea room, this ornate staircase, and several fireplaces.
Only one fireplace in the whole mansion was ever designed to actually work.
Joseph Bettendorf had the mansion built in 1914, overlooking the Mississippi River. This is pretty unique. A tunnel used by the maid and chauffeur connecting the mansion to the carriage house. Joseph and his brother William made much of their money during the golden age of the railroad industry, operating a business which made steel parts for railroad cars, a business which eventually moved from Davenport to a community named Gilbert.
They ended up moving to Gilbert in 1903, staying along the river there. And then Gilbert was renamed to Bettendorf after they relocated their plant there.
At one time, this property was a Catholic seminary.
So what could you start first?
Today, it's home to Rivermont Collegiate. Students think the ivy-covered walls and spacious surroundings add to the character.
Sometimes it's hard to concentrate when I want to look around at all the woodwork and the paintings.
That's a nice problem to have, huh?
It really makes me think about, how this city got started and what the Bettendorf brothers meant to the city. It's really an honor to, go to a school where all this began.
What a beautiful building.
It is so beautiful in there. One of the interesting things about those fireplaces, most of which were designed not to work, is they had two fires in their business in Davenport, and they didn't want that to happen again in the mansion. So, which is one of the reasons why they moved the operation from Davenport to Bettendorf. After those two fires, they moved to that town called Gilbert, and it was renamed Bettendorf in honor of the two brothers. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that Bettendorf used to be called Gilbert, so I'm learning a lot today, Fran.
There was a bowling alley in the base of this at one time, about 27 rooms or so in the mansion. They had a ballroom as well. I mean, this was elegance for the turn of the century in the early 1900s. This was very, very pretty. A Catholic seminary at one time, and it's up on that bluff that overlooks, it actually overlooked the business that the Bettendorf brothers had at one time. So that conservatory that looked out onto the gardens, and you saw the beautiful stained glass. It is on the National Register of Historic Places.
And that's one of the cool things, is that they still kept a lot of the original parts in the house. You see a lot of places will replicate what they had, but having the original in there makes it very, very nice.
And I can see why students would have a kind of a cool time studying.
Yeah.
Not your typical classroom.
My mind would be wandering all over the place.